please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome to This Week at X. Today we're going to start with a tweet from Dexter2 that leads to an article. To have people try and assassinate my character in that way, I do think it hurt quite a bit. Pokimane revealed that she felt hurt by the hate she received following the launch of her food company Minar Snacks. During her appearance on the Just Trish podcast, Pokimane discussed the drama surrounding her cookie launch, talking in depth about how she felt throughout this period of her life. The article talks about this being a startup company. The article does reference the fact that it was her own audience that chastised her for the price of the cookies, and that it actually came from a cookie that already existed, and that she laughed at her fans for being too poor to be able to afford these rather pathetic little snacks. The only thing different from these and the original recipe was the increase in vitamin D, something which Pokimane is all too familiar with, minus the vitamin. Pokimane, while apologising for the price, believes that what she was asking for the cookies was reasonable given the quality of the product. Somebody's been living in California too long. Cost of living is skyrocketing for reasons that we all know why, but some are refusing to acknowledge. Because of that, such luxuries would be seen by many as a bit of a pointless punt when you could instead buy yourself a bar of chocolate that goes further. All this unnecessary luxury and comfort food nonsense, but being healthier at the same time, doesn't resonate with the blue-collar worker, or as we call them in the UK, the oiks. For what would be one bag's worth, $7, I could buy multiple packets of bourbon biscuits, or several packets of Jaffa cakes. This is where one doesn't understand how expensive things are, and why it would not resonate well with your rather simpish audience, who have already given you plenty as it is. And I know you had indicated you were moving on from Twitch. Not so long ago, I should point out, no, Pokimane's still active on Twitch. Not as frequently as she used to be, but she is still active on there nonetheless. Your simps are never going to leave you. On the subject of smug smarmy fools who do not fully understand consequence, let's talk about the wife of Idubz, who on Twitch had some choice words for, well, commentators. This was tweeted out by Drama Alert, who said Idubz's wife triggered by YouTube commentators. Here's the clip.
Commentary YouTubers have no idea what it is to work a normal job, let alone put on a whole event, okay? You have no clue.
This would ring true for some that make, like, essay videos perhaps, but quite a large number of us who do commentary actually have jobs away from this. I myself do cleaning jobs. I'm peak excitement, in case you couldn't tell. Others run businesses. Muto is a great example of that. Quartering has his own companies as well. There are others, yes, who do just do their videos. But that doesn't mean they're out of touch with reality, they just know that they are not able to speak on things from a position of authority. That doesn't mean they cannot criticize when something doesn't go right. Creator Clash 2 is a great example of that. Because if anything, it proved you guys don't know how to put on an event either, and the first was clearly a fluke.
You f***ers that are looking at this right now, I know that you would f***ing cry if I said something to you in real life. I know you would cry.
Yes, nothing speaks of internet tough guy more than someone bigging up their own sense of self-importance and strength. Yours being apparently your mouth. Congratulations. The only way you're going to make someone cry is if you have onion on your breath.
How do I know? Because I've done it to one of you in real life, and you have cried.
Yes, because once you've done it to one, you've done it to all. Congratulations. You really are a tough guy. Not all commentators are cut from the same cloth. It is why they don't generally hang out with each other as often as you might think they do. Same can apply to virtually any community on the internet. Making one person cry is not some kind of immutable statistic that they're all the same.
Ian keeps me, this is the truth, okay? Ian keeps me on a leash, okay? And I'm okay with that because I need to be on a leash.
We don't need to know about your kinks, okay?
I need to be on a leash, a tight leash, to be honest, because I am unhinged. I feel like more people hate me than Onision.
By chance, do you remember earlier when I mentioned inflating one's own sense of self-importance? I can safely tell you, if there was a tiered list of people hated, you would be nowhere near Onision. Sure, many perceive you as a negative impact on Idubz because of what Idubz was to the internet. However, you cannot compare that with somebody who many believe is a nonce. You're an idiot for thinking you are even close. Although based on how you look right now, you do look like Onision's type.
And maybe it's because I'm in it, like I'm seeing it, but that's what it feels like. It feels like I quit college to become the most hated person on YouTube.
Now, we Jimmy Cranky might have some valid points if we Jimmy Cranky could rein in the rather pointless, futile attempts at trying to make it seem like a husband is anything less than what many consider him to be, a cuck, who is himself on the very leash you mention. There's been a lot in the way of commentary concerning Idubz and his wife for some time, since Creator Clash 2, the announcement of the third perhaps happening in 2025 or 2026. Yes, people are interested, but to be honest, when it comes to the content of Idubz now, barely anyone is listening. Barely anyone is bothering to go and watch. He has lost what he once was, and he's okay with that, and that's fine. As long as he can get by, that's all that matters, right? Or as long as you can get by and he can live off you, that's all that matters. He does, after all, still have passive views. I'm sure that helps him in some manner. The point, though, of going super defensive against those that are critical of you only makes you look weaker, because you, much like when Idubz tried to justify you being on OnlyFans, you just don't understand how the internet seems to work. Owing to my inability to get onto Discord to access multiple sources that I would ordinarily use for these videos so we have a bit more of an eclectic mix of tweets, we're going to follow up that tweet with something else from Drama Alert because I don't have a choice. I don't know what's going on here and I might require tech support. Streamer Natalie Reynolds receives backlash after reportedly daring a homeless woman to jump into the lake and running away as she asked for help. Context: the woman didn't know how to swim, but Natalie Reynolds asked her to, do it anyway. Natalie Reynolds is a Kick streamer and Instagram thought. She doesn't have an OnlyFans, so she's not quite there yet. As many of you might remember, I featured on this channel after she went to a gym wearing painted-on clothing. She got chastised for it. Now, this is all part of a stunt. Typical Kick streamer mentality. Probably wouldn't have drawn much attention had she not gone there with her own security. But she did it for clicks because she knew if anyone looked in her direction at what she was not wearing, she could have used that for the misogyny points. And at the same time shamed people pointlessly. In this, well, she doesn't look good because after daring the woman to get in and the woman asking for help, Natalie Reynolds flees. Here is the clip.
Right?
No.
No. All right. I was, you know why I wasn't going to? Because my feet were getting
You should
hot.
just jump in right now.
But I'm gonna jump in with my shoes on.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Ready? Oh! Wait, what the fuck? Did you see her ass? What? Oh,
You said it was okay.
You said you wanted to swim.
You told me to jump in.
I didn't tell you to jump in.
Yes,
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. You said you were gonna
Thank you guys. We're gonna have you guys get up.
Now, Natalie Reynolds did tweet out something. The lady wanted to swim. They told me to leave and stop filming, that's why we left. She got the help she needed and is fine. Stop dragging Allah. I don't quite understand why Allah is there. I might be confused on this one. This was also tweeted out by Colin Rugg, who Natalie Reynolds had responded to by saying, I was kicked out of location and was demanded to leave while others helped. She was floating, not sinking. Allah. Many have used this as justification to report Natalie Reynolds on Instagram, along with Twitter and, of course, Kick, where she makes her bread. Since she was streaming when she did this, there is a point to it. There really is a point. Because these kind of IRL stream things are highly dangerous, and she should be ashamed of herself for putting people in harm's way, all for her to get clicks and attention. There is a level of serious and dangerous involved, and she should be well and truly ashamed of herself. And you, I didn't play it, I'm going to play it in a second, you laughed at this while it was happening.
I think you literally just murdered the lady.
No, I didn't. I swear.
I think you literally.
No, I didn't. Let's go. Dude, she's drowning in the lake.
God, there's a fire truck. Nah, this is bad. Natalie. Wait, this is really bad.
That's the kind of person you are. This is a version of happy slapping, and it is unacceptable. You, Natalie Reynolds, need to be taught a lesson. And in this instance, I firmly believe the lesson needs to be taught with you having to be banned for a time. Some of you dipshits over on Kick drag the reputation of that platform down into the ground. So next, Keemstar. Boogie is the dumbest person on the planet. The context comes from LolCal Live, because during an episode of LolCal Live, Boogie2988, well, I'm going to try and play some of it, and let's see how much I can get away with.
Oh my god, Boogie said a word that began with N, and it kind of sounded like Negro, but it's not. That means he said it. They're insane.
What the
Look
did
at
you just
look
say?
at him in chat. Look at him.
Hey! No, you
Like,
can't. Shh. Wings. Shh. Don't say that word ever again.
That's not me.
The context, if it wasn't clear enough, was the Spanish word for black. However, Boogie is white and therefore not allowed to say such words. You white people are a menace to society, as is well known. Now, they covered this in more depth on the LolCal Live YouTube channel. I would, for the sake of context, recommend you go and watch that to get the context. Boogie did put out an apology concerning the use of the word black in Spanish, which I will admit tickled me because, again, context is key and I understand how it can be spun, right? Do you notice how I'm being very careful with how I phrase it? It's because I don't want to get into trouble because of how YouTube's system works. I have to adhere to their rules. Not because I disagree, but because YouTube is remarkably sensitive.
So I just wanted to say my apologies to the African American community. I used a word tonight on the LolCal Live stream, and I didn't believe it was offensive when they told me to stop saying it. I didn't know. So I said it like 4 or 5 times, and I didn't know that you're not allowed to say that word anymore. I had no clue. But now that I know, it'll never be spoken from my mouth again. And today I learned something, and if you're a dumb old man like me, maybe you learned something too. But my apologies to the African American community and anybody negatively affected by that who watches the show.
So the final thing I want to discuss. All week, Nick Recator has been trending on Twitter, and I have done a few shorts on this channel concerning it. Now, I had hoped to use those as a way to then make a full video on it, which, if I can get everything to work, I could certainly start on, well, Monday, yes. Because I do think that while I've missed the opportunity, I do believe I should, could, would, yeah, all that, add my voice to this discussion. Annoyingly, the only tweet I have was a thread, because again, I can only get on Discord for a brief window and I managed to click it, and mercifully I have it loaded. It concerns an interaction between Keemstar and Leon's Law, because this interests me. Keemstar, Nick Recator is innocent till proven guilty, but based on what's alleged, I'm shocked at how many are defending him, especially when kids were allegedly in danger. Now that is true. Innocent till proven guilty, I fully support that. The search warrant being made public, the fact that we have statements now confirming what was found on the property, do them no favours. Recator, wife, and I believe the other person involved. No favours whatsoever. I find it as a creator and as a person very difficult to defend somebody who has things left around the property when kids could get to it. There was this discussion with Ezra Miller running a cult, and the discussion also concerned the, let's say, flagrant stupidity of leaving firearms and loaded parts and other bits and bobs that shouldn't be there around other people, some of whom are very, very young and impressionable. I will hold this consistent view that you're a crappy person if you're leaving that stuff laying around, and to be honest, you shouldn't be anywhere near these substances. You really shouldn't. Leon's Law replied to Keemstar by saying, I also want to know what they're in danger of, tell us Keem. That is fairly obvious. Children are stupid. If they see something, they pick it up, they put it in their mouth. I know, but the parent will stop it, surely. They certainly won't if they're in the condition of Nick Recator. Keemstar, it is fair to assume that you're suggesting the kids were not in danger? Please explain yourself. I'm with Keem on this. I think the kids are in danger. Leon's Law, I'm asking why you think they are. You're the one making the claim with no evidence. Keem, I'm confused. What claim did I make with no evidence? Now this is important, because in Keemstar's original tweet, the word allegedly was inserted. He was not claiming they're in danger. He was saying that the rumor is they're in danger. It's vitally important. I know, plausible deniability and all this. Actually, it's a very important word to use. It doesn't help now that the search warrant has been made public and we now have more information that confirms that there was stuff there that should not have been there. Many, many grams of, in fact. Leon, have you ever made a claim in your life with evidence? This being a shot at the fact that Keemstar from time to time has been known to embellish things, much like the previous topic in fact. Keemstar, seems like you have a lot of questions and no answers. You should probably sit this one out, bud. This interaction impresses me to an extent, because Keemstar didn't go all in. He could have, but he didn't. Usually when interactions like this happen, Keemstar gets very aggressive. That's not a bad thing or a good thing, it depends on your interpretation. In this instance, I'm impressed, especially when the Onslaught is asserting that Keemstar is making a claim, but Keemstar did not make a claim, he stated allegedly. But we also now know verifiably there is some truth to it. I'd like to finish this video by apologising for the fact that this video is mostly Drama Alert Keemstar related, because I couldn't get onto Twitter properly. I'd only have access on my phone, and being unable to put them anywhere where I could then share them or get access to the tweets I collected over the week, which would have had more variety, meant that we were incredibly limited. I really am sorry about that. I'm still baffled I can get onto YouTube fine and upload videos and stream to YouTube fine, but I can't get on Twitch. I can't get anywhere else, and this really confuses me. If anyone would like to help me, please let me know in the comments. Thank you.